question here is to find the cosine of 2 tangent inverse 12 over 5. It looks a little bit complicated here, right? A little bit tricky. We see the cosine, we see the parentheses with the 2 tangent inverse inside. Okay, but remember, whenever you see this inverse function, okay, this inverse trig function, the first thing that should come to mind is that this is actually just equal to an angle. So what do we mean by that? We mean that the tangent inverse of 12 over 5, right, is equal to some angle. I'm going to call it A. So this means that the tangent of A is equal to 12 over 5. Okay, and this is actually pretty important because once we know, in this case, the tangent of A is 12 over 5, we should actually be able to get the sine of A and the cosine of A. Okay, so we'll do that in a little bit. But I want to go back to the original equation here, right? Remember, this tangent inverse 12 over 5, that's just equal to an angle, right? And we call that angle A in this case. So this is actually just equal to the cosine of 2A. Okay? And A is given by this guy right here. Okay? Well, wait a minute. We see that this is cosine of 2A. That's just a double angle formula. Okay, so the double angle formula for cosine is cosine squared minus sine squared of A. And we see here that in the formula itself, we just need to determine what cosine of A is and what the sine of A is. And we should certainly be able to do that if we know that tangent of A is equal to 12 over 5. Okay, so let's draw out the triangle. Remember, you don't need to draw it out if you can figure out what sine and cosine are. Okay, but if this is A and we got our triangle, we know that tangent is opposite over adjacent, right? The y over the x. So this should be 12, this should be 5. So what does that mean then? Using the Pythagorean theorem, the hypotenuse is going to be 13. So we can get the sine of A here, right? The sine of A is opposite over hypotenuse, or 12 over 13. And the cosine of A is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, or 5 over 13. And now we got everything that we need, right? This is a double angle formula for cosine. We need to plug in these values, which we just found. Okay, so let's just plug these guys in, right? Cosine of A is 5 over 13. So we want to be able to square that. And then we have sine of A squared, right? Sine of A is 12 over 13. So we're going to have to square that guy. Okay, so we get 25 over 169 minus 144 over 169. They do have the same denominator, so we can just subtract the numerators. 25 minus 144 is negative 119 all over 169.